Tensions rising fast in West Asia, Trump issuing Iran with an ultimatum as the US ramps up military presence. In fact, Iran has issued a direct warning to Washington. Any attack will trigger a decisive response. Tehran says US bases and assets across the region are legitimate targets. The messages are blunt. The stakes are increasing. Our next report telling you more.
A flashpoint is forming. Forces are on the move. Commanders on alert. And beneath the diplomatic noise, military muscle is tightening. Iran has delivered one of its toughest warnings yet at the United Nations. Tehran says if the US launches military aggression, it will respond immediately and forcefully. Not just symbolic rhetoric, real firepower, real intent. This comes as the Pentagon has surged additional assets into West Asia. New US warships, fighter squadrons and missile defense batteries have been deployed across the Gulf. Carrier strike groups are repositioned. Long-range bombers rotate through allied bases. Every move signaling deterrence, but also preparations for conflict. And the words from the US president are ominous.
Yeah.
Today on Iran, bad things will happen if
Yeah,
Iran doesn't
things, really
make
bad
the deal.
things.
What will that
I'm not going to talk to you about that.
What is the goal if there is a U.S. military
Well, we're
strike?
going to make a deal, or we're going to get a deal one way or the other.
But with a military strike, is it to wipe out their nuclear
I'm not going
program?
to talk to you about that, but we're either going to get a deal or it's going to be unfortunate for them.
And you said today's 10 days. Give them a deadline firm to make a deal?
I would think that would be enough time, 10, 15 days, pretty much maximum.
Iran, however, says it will not be deterred. Tehran now openly declares US military bases and assets across the region as legitimate targets in the event of an attack. That extends from airfields in the UAE, Qatar and Bahrain to Iraq and Syria. And Iran's threat isn't limited to ballistic missiles and armed drones. Tehran has quietly built a lethal maritime playbook to unsettle larger navies. Fast attack speedboats swarm in waves, low, agile, hard to track. Mini submarines, sometimes called black holes, lurk silent beneath the waves. Ready to emerge and strike, swarms of torpedo-armed craft can surface in seconds. Mines can choke key waterways. In the narrow waters of the Strait of Hormuz, these forces can appear without warning. Now, two powerful militaries watch each other across a volatile chessboard. One misstep could trigger a cascade no one truly wants. The warning has been sent. The countdown, yet unspoken, continues. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
The UK is facing a deer problem like never before, and the government is taking action with numbers estimated at over 2 million. Deer causing widespread damage to woodlands, newly planted trees and farm crops, prompting the release of a long-awaited 10-year deer management plan. Under the new strategy, the government will be identifying priority culling areas and make it easier to carry out licensed shooting, including at night and during the closed season. Farmers may also be given new legal rights to shoot deer to protect crops, aiming to reduce damage and economic loss. On estates, in fact, deer numbers have rocketed since COVID-19 lockdowns. Locals describe dealing with smaller species is a horrendous battle, with the local herds causing a lot of damages. Crops like carrots and potatoes are particularly vulnerable, with big red deer even digging potatoes out of the ground. Meat from culled deer is often sold locally or used in schools, providing some economic return. But the plan has drawn criticism from the animal welfare groups, PETA calling culling inhumane and unsustainable, warning that removing deer often leads to increased breeding among surviving animals. They advocate for alternatives like habitat modification, fencing, and limiting access to artificial food sources. Britain is home to 6 deer species, and only 2 are truly indigenous. Official estimates suggest that their populations have surged from around 450,000 in the 1970s to over 2 million today, the highest numbers in 1,000 years. And the impact is wide-ranging. 1/3 of English woodlands are now classified as in an unfavorable condition due to overgrazing. And more than 74,000 vehicle collisions with deer occur each year, causing fatalities and hundreds of injuries. The government's plan aims to streamline licensing and make it easier for landowners to protect the crops. Officials hope that this focused approach will help stem the damage, protect ecosystems, and ensure that England's woodlands and farmlands can recover. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of GRAVITAS Tonight. This is me, Molly Gampir, signing off. Thanks very much for watching. Have a good weekend. US President Donald Trump's self-obsession back in the spotlight. His speech at the inaugural session of the Gaza Peace Board was marked by a lot of self-praise. In fact, he moved from touting his role in ending wars to commenting on individual leaders, even going to the extent of making them stand. Take a look at this report.
Welcome the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Trump's global ambition on display as he hosted representatives from 40 nations for the first meeting of the Gaza Board of Peace. In his 47-minute speech, he regaled the audience with his self-praise, jibes, and personalized remarks on leaders in attendance.
Secretary General in a little while was a good man.
He started off with a lighter moment. While welcoming Azerbaijan President Ilham Aliyev, Trump quipped that he had a difficult name pronouncing the country's name initially, but dubbed it beautiful.
I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that. President Aliyev of Azerbaijan. I love saying that name now, you know. At the beginning, it was giving me a hard time. Now I love saying it. It's a beautiful name.
He also joked about being snubbed for the Nobel Peace Prize and took a swipe at Norway.
I'm excited to announce that Norway has agreed to host an event bringing together the Board of Peace. Oh, I thought when I saw this note, I'm excited to announce that Norway, I thought they were going to say that they're giving me the Nobel Prize. Oh, this is less exciting. Oh, it says, I'm excited to announce that Norway, and I'm saying, oh, great, I'm getting the Nobel Prize, finally. Finally, they got it right. But I don't care. I don't care about Nobel Prize. I care about saving lives, just so you understand. President.
When it came to Bahrain's King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the U.S. president mentioned his wealth and hence the status.
He's so rich, he can sit there. He can sit wherever the hell he wants. You know, he could sit up in the corner. He could sit up top. He might take a piece of this building, Marco. He'll take 25% of the building for about $6 billion.
Next was Indonesian president. He was called a tough guy.
A man that I really like a lot is, he's definitely tough. I don't want to fight him. President Prabowo of Indonesia. Thank you very much. Please, this is a big guy. I tell you, I said, how many people in Indonesia? He said, like 240 million. I said, no, say it again. How many? It's a big country you have. And you do a great job and respected by everybody. And thank you very much for being here. And
Trump loves to take credit of things he may not have done. He doesn't care. He just loves to pat his own back.
Nobody believes it, and that's okay. President Pena of Paraguay is here. President, thank you very much. Young, handsome guy. It's always nice to be young and handsome. Doesn't mean we have to like you. I don't like young, handsome men. Women, I like. Men, no, I don't have any interest.
In the Epstein era, everyone is cautious. But Trump being Trump openly flaunts his fondness.
President, where is President Millet? You're another one, I'll tell you. Where is President Millet? I endorsed him. I'm not supposed to be endorsing people, but I endorse, when I like people, you know, I've had a very good record of endorsing candidates within the United States. But now I endorse foreign leaders, including Viktor Orban, who's here, and others. And I endorse this gentleman, Millet. He was a little behind in the polls. He ended up winning in a landslide. I just endorsed the Prime Minister of Japan. She was in a tight race, but was probably going to win, and she won in the largest number in the history of Japan. So she likes me a lot.
But after the praises and digs came the roast. During the roll call of world leaders, Pakistan PM, who traveled 11,000 km, was made to stand up.
I think you should actually stand. Come, please, stand just for a second. Pakistan and India, thank you very much. And I spoke to Prime Minister Modi. He's excited. He's watching us right now.
And then the Pakistan PM, who is trying to be in good books of the American president, was soon left alone, welcomed to Trumperica, where normal etiquettes and diplomatic parleys are forgotten. Trump loves to loathe about himself, and the people around him can only grin as the U.S. president enjoys the limelight.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.